SpearNation Radio. I'm Chandler Morrison, your host for the morning. Lady Indians, they are about to take on Union County for an 11:30 a.m. matchup on a Wednesday. Yesterday they lost 12-2 to Lexington, and they always get that draw of Lexington coming into the tournament. And as many, they got Lexington 3 times in as many appearances from 2014 until now. Union County High School is the opponent today, and they are out of Maynardville, Tennessee, up around Knoxville. The Patriots, and 26-14 was the record coming into the state tournament. 4 state tournament appearances. The last was in 2016, so they've had about a 5 to 6 year drought since they've appeared in the tournament. 4-8 record in the state tournament. Union County, yesterday they lost to Red Bank 6-2 on the same field that Sequatchie County lost to Lexington. And this morning they take place, this game does, on StarPlex number 2. And we've got a great matchup here, and it's a very, very young team there. I think this is a team in Union County that is going to have a lot of success going forward. Now, looking at the roster, they got one senior, and I think next year could be a year where they kind of step up and do what they're supposed to do. And very, very young roster and not a very tested roster, I should say. And of course, you could say that about Sequatchie County. The biggest tests they've gotten this year have been in the tournaments where they played AAA teams and some of the more elite teams like Gibbs in AA, and Gibbs is in this bracket in this tournament. They're the only loss they have to a team below 3A. That's Sequatchie County does, and they could very well face them if they win this game against Union County. I'm looking at it to make sure I got it right. Well, they would have to face them later in the tournament. Excuse me, I was thinking about Greenbrier. They could face if they won this game. But there's a lot of great teams in this tournament. You look around. Usually there's like 1 or 2, and it feels like to me there's 3 or 4 teams that could win this championship. One of those teams is Forest, who was the 2019 champion the last time that they had a championship for the TSSAA. The other time was the other 2 that I would consider would be Covington and Lexington. They're both just really, really good and just really great records, able to kind of just do what softball teams need to do to be successful. And I think what you're going to see is when you look at Sequatchie County and Lexington, when you look at what's going on between these, what's going on and how you kind of rank these teams and, they lost 12-2, they did this, they did that. Lexington has always been the tough draw in the first game because Lexington is always in the tournament and they're always there. They know it. They have it down to a science. Watching yesterday, one of the things that fascinated me about this team was that they had their pitcher was almost like their quarterback in the sense that, everybody had a bracelet on their arm, like a play bracelet, like you get, a wrist cheat sheet, to put on their arm, like you would do in like a quarterback would do. So they send a sign in, he looks at it, okay, that's what that means, all those things. And everyone on the team, at least in the infield, from what I could see, because I was right up on top of the field, had these, and the coach would just yell out a number like 345 or 404, and everybody on the field would know, 1, what pitch was coming, and 2, if they were trying to shift, if they were doing this, if they were to look out for the bunt or something like that, and they did a really, really great job of doing those kind of things. Defensively, they were very, very stout. There weren't a lot of, and I think part of that goes to Sequatchie County not being able to get a good hit off the pitcher yesterday. One of the things I noticed was, when she would throw that off-season pitch, she would throw the riser, the curveball, and then she had really good pitch selection, and she had really good positioning too. Like I want to throw a curveball into the bottom right corner. She could do that. And, they were getting contact on it. They were getting hits, and, they actually left about 5 or 6 bases, or runners stranded. And that could have made a big difference in the game, at least. I don't know that it would have, but it could have. And you just got to go into today's game, and you really, really have to step up and make sure that you're getting your bat on the ball and hitting. Get back in the groove hitting, get back in this, get back in that. I remember talking to Coach Kelly Somerville back in 2014, which was the first appearance she made as a head coach at Sequatchie County. And I was a senior in high school at that point, and I was doing radio. And I still remember to this day, they had Lexington in the first round. I think it was like 17-0, 17-1, something like that was the final score. It was even worse than this one. And, I go to talk to Kelly Somerville the next day after they win their loser bracket game. And she said, and I asked her, I said, so what was the difference? What was really the difference in what was really going on? And she said, well, the TSSAA had us kind of do their routine kind of the way they wanted us to do it. And it knocked us all out of whack. And she said, I'm not saying we would have won that game if we'd have been in our routine, but it knocked us all out of whack. And so that's the first time we'd been there. All the nervousness, all the, stuff that goes on with that, and all the anxiety and everything. Plus, we're out of our element because we're starting the day and we're starting all this without really anything of any kind of similarity. And when you get to sports like baseball and softball, it comes down to routine and it comes down to familiarity. And one of the things I've really noticed with the state tournament, experience is really, really key. And so I say that to say this, that Lexington had the experience. They're here every year. They're right there in the thick of it. Sequatchie County, they've been 2 years in a row, but that's not a whole ton of experience. You've got freshmen on that Lexington team that, they were freshmen, you have seniors on Lexington, they were freshmen going to the state tournament, so they know the routine. They know how this is supposed to go. They know how these first games do and how they don't and all these other things. And I think for Sequatchie County, they are like they're a rebound team. They're a bounce back team. And I've seen that several times, in this season and what they're able to do and all these kind of things. And I remember the Upperman game last week where they were playing in the region championship, and they weren't playing from behind, but Upperman got within one score, and then they scored like 5 or 6, and then Upperman got within one score at the end of the game, and it was tied. And I mean, like, so tied, the tension was just like, all over. And we're going to cut our pregame show short, getting a little bit earlier start. I guess these teams were ready to go at it after the game before this. That was a Greenbrier win, 14-13, 3 hour and 5 minute run time was that game. I was here at about 10:15 this morning, and we're just now getting started with this game I came here to do. So we're going to get right into the thick of things here as Callie Green in the circle for the Lady Indians. Up first for Union County, by the way, Lady Indians will be the home team. They'll take the field first. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there for a strike. And we got an 0-1 count to Macy Hutchinson, the junior. She's the left fielder for the Union County Patriots. Second pitch in there, it's going to be high and outside. We got a 1-1 count now to Hutchinson. Lady Indians in their got the purple jerseys with the white chest on them, and the black pants and purple socks, yellow bows in the hair as the ball comes in for Hutchinson. It's going to be a 2-1 count. Like the yellow trimming around the numbers on the back makes it easier to view. And Hutchinson's going to hit that ball down to third base, and it'll be a nice 5-3 out there from Farrell to Kelly. Same lineup as usual for the Lady Indians. Only difference is Grace Mitchell's taking the place of Kana Green in the DP spot. Everybody out in the field looks the same for Sequatchie County. And it is the same as Blakely Hall, the junior for the Union County Patriots. She comes up to bat, and there's going to be a ball on her first pitch. She is the shortstop for the Patriots. Union County comes into today with a 26-15 record. Here comes the pitch inside. That's going to be a ball there inside. They lost the game to Red Bank yesterday 6-2 out on McKnight. That was the game that got played right before the Sequatchie County-Lexington game yesterday. As Green comes in, it's going to be high and outside for ball number 3 to Hall. comes the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. I'm having a hard time seeing that umpire down there. There's a little sign on the fence just in the way there. Basically, Hall hope for 3 in the tournament so far, and that's going to be ball number 4. And she's now 0 for 5 in the tournament, but she'll walk to first. And that'll bring up the senior, Caitlyn Mays, the lone senior for the Union County Patriots. She's a left fielder. Or excuse me, no, that's the wrong one. She's number 7. Her position is 5. That is third base. What was that pitch? Ball. Here comes the second pitch from Green. It's going to be outside. And he's going to call it a strike. My eyes must be deceiving me just a hair, as we got a 1-1 count. Green with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike swinging. We got a 1-2 count. On Caitlyn Mays, the senior for the Union County Patriots. It's going to be way outside, going to be a wild pitch, and she'll go to second. They won't catch her stealing. And so now we got a 2-2 count. Caitlyn Mays 1-3 for the tournament with a single yesterday against Red Bank. And now Coach Somerville is going to take a trip out to the circle. Looks like she's going to talk to Green. Green looks like maybe she kind of hard to tell what she's talking to her about. Maybe she's in some pain, maybe a cramp or some stretching going on. Not really sure. As Blakely Hall moves to second on the stolen base. Somerville will go back to the dugout. Green's going to kind of wipe her face off, put her face mask on. Dennis down at catcher going to kind of quarterback the team real quick. Let them know what's going on out there on the base paths. As Mays steps back into the batter's box, going to be 2-2. Going to be inside for a strike, and that is strikeout number 1 for Callie Green on the day. They've been riding Callie Green all season. I actually did some more math. She's had about 88% of the pitches this year for Sequatchie County have been pitched by her. And that's quite a load in all the games they played. That's going to be a strike right inside there. And that is to Michaela Cooper, the junior. She is the pitcher for the Patriots, the Lady Patriots. I guess they're the Lady Patriots. That's going to be another strike right there inside. And Callie Green is rolling today, and we'll see if this next pitch comes in and makes it strikeout number 2 for her. Here she comes a-rolling. It's going to be on that outside corner, but they got it. And that's strikeout number 2 for Callie Green today. And just like that, we're going to the bottom of the first. The Lady Indians, the home team, had a 5-3 play, a ground out, and then 2 strikeouts for Callie Green. And I believe that is for the tournament. Let me go back to yesterday real quick. 1, 2, 3. That's her 5th strikeout of the tournament. And I believe that's her 157th of the year. As Union County will take the field, we'll flip the scorebook because I forget to do that from time to time. And like I said, no changes to the positions out there, but the lineup changes as Grace Mitchell will come in for Kana Green in the DP spot. That's the last one in the lineup, number 9. And it's going to be Ella Edgeman, Addie Edgeman, and Jessica Dennis, the first 3 up for the Lady Indians. Sequatchie County 30-8 this season, and of those 8 losses, only 1 came against a AA opponent. this season until yesterday when they lost to Lexington 12-0. All those other losses came from AAA teams this season in the tournaments, as we talked about in the pregame show. And now Covington will get ready. Or excuse me, I'm thinking about the last game. We don't want to even think about that last game. We'll tell you some stories about that last game later on this broadcast, but we're on to Union County. We got delayed probably about 2 hours there on that one. And Ella Edgeman's going to step up in the circle for Union County is Michaela Cooper, the junior. And that first pitch is going to be I believe it's a ball on that. Was that a ball on that side? A strike down the middle. So I turned it. Strike out. Oh, yeah, strike down the middle. Yeah. Strike on the outside, so I was pretty close to being a ball. And Edgeman's going to swing and foul it off up to the fence behind her over here to the left, or actually in front of her. And now we got an 0-2 count brewing on Edgeman. Edgeman 1 for 3 in the tournament with a single and one single, 1 run scored yesterday against Lexington. What was that one? Was a ball on that side. It's going to be outside pitch, a ball, and here comes the next one. Another outside pitch. That one was in the batter box opposite of her. Edgeman, before coming in this tournament, was batting .612, 52 RBIs, 19 doubles, 2 triples, and 10 home runs to boot for Edgeman. She's going to foul that off, and it's going to hit the fence a little closer to the Indian dugout. Indians on the third base dugout, Union City on the first base dugout. From what I can tell in the bracket, the bottom of the bracket will be in the third base dugout. So they're at the very, very bottom of the bracket. So they would be on the third base dugout the rest of the tournament, however far they go. And she's going to foul it off down the third base line, and that'll go down into the grass. And we still got a 2-2 count brewing for her. Edgeman with a .659 on-base percentage this season, and when she does get on base, she tends to get some extra bases in there for good measure. She's 43 for 45 on stolen bases this year. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base line, and they'll call that one foul, and still a 2-2 count on Edgeman. I want to thank Mountain Valley Bank for sponsoring the broadcast today. Member FDIC, 3 locations, 17114 Rankin Avenue, 6884 Highway 28 South, and their Mont Eagle location is 25 Dixie Lee Avenue. You can check out those locations and give them your business. They've been a great, great sponsor for this tournament and all these broadcasts during the tournament. Here comes the pitch. It's going to go in there, and Edgeman's going to hit it right past the pitcher, straight up past second base, and that's going to be a single for her, and two hits in as many games now for Edgeman. And that will bring up the younger sister, Addie Edgeman, the junior. She is the center fielder, and she's done some great, great things out there at center field this year. And they're going to throw down to second, and she'll be safe. And that'll be a stolen base, number 44 on the season for Ella Edgeman. In true form today, if she finally gets back on rhythm and gets some stolen bases in. It's going to be a strike there on the outside to Addie. Is it an 0-1 count? Did I miss? 0-2 count. 0-2 count. I missed that first strike there. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. She's going to point down before she sends out the pitch. Now she's going to pitch it. And she's going to go, it's going to go to the outside batter's box for ball number 1. Last time we were at the state tournament, Ella Edgeman, she was a monster out on the base path. She had 4 stolen bases and tied the state record in a game for stolen bases in a game, And she tied that record up last time. She's always been trying to make that record her own and get 5 in a game or more. And that was going to be fouled off. We got a 1-2 count still brewing for Addie Edgeman, the younger sister, number 12, the junior for the Lady Indians. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to be fouled off down the third base line, and we'll keep this at bat rolling right on down the line. Left fielder Hutchinson will get that ball into Cooper. Cooper looking over the dugout for the sign, seeing what she's going to. She's looking down at her arm, see what the pitch she's going to use is. Here she comes with it. It's going to be fouled off just off the tip of the bat, and it's going to go over here to the batter circle, on deck circle, where Jessica Dennis is standing right now, getting ready for her at bat up next. Cooper's going to step back in. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit into the left field, and it will fall right in front of the left fielder. And here comes Edgeman. She is going home. And will she stretch this into a triple? Yes, she will. And that's a triple there for Addie Edgeman as Ella Edgeman breaks the first score in this one. Sequatchie County with a 1-0 lead so far. And I believe for Addie, that is her 8th triple of the season for her. So now 1 on, no outs for the Lady Indians. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to be outside, opposite batter box of Jessica Dennis. And she is the catcher for the Lady Indians, one of 3 seniors on the team, along with Ella Edgeman and Callie Green, the pitcher. Here she comes with the pitch. Cooper. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be low in there, but a strike. And they'll catch that bottom far corner, outside corner on that one. Got a 1-1 count. Cooper, readies yourself. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be down there. It's going to be in that box. That go as a strike right there? Okay. Good deal. I thought I saw his hand move. Can't see. Like I said, I got a sign over here. It's like right in front of where the umpire's putting his hand up. So great positioning on my part. All right, and that's going to be hit down the first base line. It's going to be popped up, and it's going to fall foul there. And we still got a 1-2 count of Bruin. Dennis will step out. She'll step back in now. And she'll wait on the pitch. And she'll foul it right back to the fence. And she'll keep that set back going alive. Weren't getting a whole lot of great contact against Lexington yesterday. I think that had a lot to do with Lexington's pitcher, who had a variety of pitches in her arsenal. As Cooper throws one in there, it's going to be low inside and a ball. And now we got a 2-2 count against Dennis. A lot more contact. This is 2 batters in a row that have taken a number of foul balls extending their at bat. Here comes the pitch for Cooper. It's going to be fouled straight back to the fence. Another foul ball for her. How many pitches is that in the at-bat?
Total or for the at-bat?
The at-bat. Oh, you don't know. Y'all don't have that. Okay. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled down the first base line just out of reach of the first baseman, Jordan Brantley, for the Patriots. Your score 1-0 right now. Currently, Lady Indians lead 1-0. And that's courtesy of a hit, an RBI there by Addie Edgeman that sent Ella Edgeman from second all the way to home, and that was a triple RBI there. And Dennis will go to first. Was that the fourth ball? I had 2 and 2 on that, and I guess she got hit by the pitch. Okay, so we're going to determine that she got hit by the pitch there, and she'll go on to first base. Different view from yesterday. Lexington, I was sitting in the midst of the fans. Now I'm sitting in the press box, and it is much cooler and much quieter up here in the press box than it was with the fans yesterday. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just outside there for Megan Hall. She is the second baseman for the Lady Indians, a junior. And we got a 1-0 count. Cooper going to recompose herself. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be just outside for ball number 2. Cooper going to look back at her wristband, see what play or what pitch she's going with. Hall step back into the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit just to the shortstop there, popped up, and that will be a fly out to the shortstop for Megan Hall. And that'll be the first out of this inning for Sequatchie County. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to be outside. It's going to be coming through the right-handed batter's box, or excuse me, left-handed batter's box, and that's not going to be an issue because Callie Green's in the left-handed batter box. Green, the pitcher for the Lady Indians, she's one of three seniors, number 3. Here comes the pitch, and she's going to swing at that one, and that's going to be strike number 1 on her. Beautiful day here in Murfreesboro. A little bit of cloud, a little bit cloudy, a little bit warm, but a beautiful day for some softball. As Cooper comes with the pitch, it's going to be outside and ball number 2. We are here at the StarPlex Complex in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for this TSSAA Class AA State Tournament brought to you by Mountain Valley Bank, member FDIC. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to be low, and it's going to be a ball, pass ball there, but that will send Addie Edgeman home for score number 2. And that will also send Jessica Dennis to third. Did she come from first to third, or did she?
She had already stole.
Oh, she has already stole second. That's right. Okay. And now Dennis comes home after that one, and that was Callie Green who now gets a single there. Yeah, 3-0 is the score. Dennis did steal early on a defensive indifference out there. And so now we got 3 runs in. Callie Green out on first. And actually they'll send in her younger sister, that is Kana, and they'll put her out there on first base for her. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just outside. Ball number 1, and that's to Alexis Farrell. 1 on, 1 out. Score 3-0 Sequatchie County. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to be popped up really high, and then it's going to go down, and the catcher will catch that. That is Morgan Johnson for the Patriots. 2 outs, 1 on for the Lady Indians. As now Jaden Girdley, the junior, will step up to the plate. Girdley, the left fielder, lefty and left fielder. That ball is going to be just outside on the other batter's box opposite of her. And so now we got ball number 1. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to miss again. And now we got a 2-0 count to her. Cooper coming with the next pitch. It's going to be hit and fouled off right back to the fence for Girdley. That's going to be strike number 1 on her. Kana Green, who pinch hit or pitch run for Callie, is out on first base. Cooper with the pitch. It's going to be just outside and miss. That's ball number 3. We got 31 out there on the count. Cooper's going to look at her wrist again, check up. And here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off over the third base dugout. It's going to almost get to the AAA field over here to my left, but it's going to fall just short and bounce up against the fence. Cooper gets another ball. She'll get set. And now Girdley's going to get set there in the box, and she'll swing and miss on that one. And that will be strike number 3 after the foul ball there. And that is going to retire the side, and that is strikeout number 1 for Cooper on the day. A fly out to shortstop, a fly out to the catcher, a pop-up really to the catcher, and then a strikeout is how we end this inning. But damage was done by Sequatchie County. 3-0 the score as Sequatchie County leads as we go to the top of the second. A lot of softball here to be played, and there was a lot of softball played earlier as Greenbrier and Covington played on this field, and that was a 14-13 game. Greenbrier won in the it went to the 8th inning, and really wild game to watch going into the bottom of the 7th. Covington had a 13-8 lead, and a run scored, and then bases were loaded, and the prophet that I am said that if she hits one over the fence here, that will tie the ball game up. And this next pitch came in, and that ball was sailing over the center left field. And everybody in the press box, I now have a reputation up here because they all hate me. So, but enough on those stories. If you want to hear more about that, we'll talk about that later. I don't know how much I want to talk about it. Everybody's listening in right now. They're wanting me to get kicked out of the press box already. She hasn't taken a pitch yet, has she? That was a ball. They'll take the first pitch. It's going to be a ball there. The second pitch is going to be hit over to the third baseman, and they'll get her at first. And it's going to be a 5-3 out to Morgan Dyer, the right fielder for the Union County Patriots. And just like that, 1 out in this inning after a 1-0 count on Dyer. Next up to the plate, the sophomore, Savannah Paul. Green winds up with a pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike right down the pipe. And it doesn't get more beautiful than that, folks. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody on, 1 out for the Lady Indians, or excuse me, for the Lady Patriots. And she's going to pop one and foul it over to the left side over here. That's going to be strike number 2. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just outside for ball number 1. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball, and looks like it. I guess it hit the ground, popped down, hit the ground. She got it up. It looked like a catcher caught, but I know it hit the ground first. And now we got a 1-2 count on Paul. Going to be in there, going to be low, but it will be a ball nonetheless. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. And strike number 3, and that will be the third strikeout of the day. And that gives us 158 on the season for Callie Green. Two outs, nobody on for the Union County Patriots. Here comes the pitch from Green. That's going to be a ball high and outside to Tessa Ray, the sophomore. She is the second baseman for the Patriots. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit over to Farrell at third. She'll throw it down to Kelly, and no mistakes on this one as we have a 5-3 out, the second ground out of the inning. And just like that, 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Patriots. The Lady Indians to the Lady Patriots. And we'll turn the scorebook over once again as Lady Indians try to add to their 3-0 lead here in the Class AA tournament. And an elimination game today. That's what we're looking at. The loser goes home. The winner lives on to fight another day. And actually the winner of this game plays tomorrow at 11:30 right here on this field. And if Sequatchie County is here tomorrow at 11:30, we'll be on the call here on SpearNation Radio. We've got all the games the Sequatchie County will play this week in the borough right here on SpearNation Radio. So, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the broadcast, and let the Lady Indians know that you're listening to them and that you're proud of them, and give a good go Indians on the chat for me if y'all can. And I want to thank y'all all for tuning in. And please share the broadcast on Facebook and on your social media so everybody down in Dunlap can give us a good listen and hear the Lady Indians as they attempt to come back in the losers bracket here in the Class AA state tournament. And up to bat, number 7. Is that Mitchell? I believe that's Mitchell. Yeah, number 7, Mitchell. And she'll take the second pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss. And we got a count of 0-2. Here comes the third pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss. And it's going to be a strikeout there for Grace Mitchell. Up next is Gracie Turner, 22, the junior for the Lady Indians. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be swung on and fouled off down the third base line, and it'll go over into the grass. So a little bit of change in the lineup. I had Turner, then Mitchell, but actually it's the other way around. Mitchell came up first and Turner up to bat now. It's going to be just outside for ball 1. Cooper going to recompose herself up in the circle. Here she comes with the pitch. It's going to be fouled off, and it's going to take a bounce and hit the fence over here up against the 3A, the AAA field. And they'll refurbish the ball out here. As Cooper gets ready to come with the next pitch, she does. It's going to be hit. It's going to dribble over toward the third base side. And Mays throws it to first. It misses first. Turner's over at second. Now she's going to third on the missed throw. And that was just a bad play there for Union County as Gracie Turner turns in what should have been an out at first into a triple on some errors out there by Union County. So does that go down as an error right there?
She got a single with a two-base error.
Two-base error, got you. So that would be a single with a two-base error. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be on that outside corner, and it'll be a strike there to Edgeman. We're back up at the top of the lineup just in case you were wondering. Cooper in the circle comes with the pitch. It's going to be high and a ball there, a 1-1 count. Sequatchie County fans here in droves today over on the third base side. As the next pitch comes in, it's going to be high and outside for ball number 2. Always good to come to the state tournament. Sequatchie County always fills their side of the stands and then some. Got them lined up all the way down the third base fence, down past the dugout where they usually sit at the home, on the home field. It's all flat here. No hill behind the outfield fence, so no one's really sitting out there. And we got a temporary fence out there anyway. Can't really get out there even if you wanted to. That'll be fouled off, and we got the ball's going to go deep, and it's going to go into left center field. And that will be a home run over the fence for Ella Edgeman. And just like that, it's 5-0 as she sends Gracie Turner home as well. 5-0 the score now here in the borough. 1 out, nobody on. And the Union County infield will meet up in the circle and kind of give their pitchers some encouragement here as they get ready to keep on rolling. And that'll bring up Addie Edgeman up to the plate. Again, it scores 5-0 here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch from Cooper. It's going to be outside, and it's going to be in the opposite batter's box, of Edgeman for ball number 1. Cooper regaining her composure. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base side, just off the glove of the left fielder. That's Hutchinson for Union County. And Edgeman now on second. She's 2 for 2 now on the day. She had a triple in the first inning, and now here in the second, she's got a double. And now the Union County head coach will come out to talk to the players. That's Lance Lay, the coach out there. He'll go out and talk to his players and try to give them some encouragement, let them know that it's just a game and we got more of a game to play here. One on, one out for the Lady Indians as everybody regroups on the field and we start to look like a softball game again. And that's Addie Edgeman out on second. Edgeman Sensors a combined 4 for 4 today in this one. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be on an outside corner, but it does get that corner for strike number 1, and that is Dennis, who is up to bat, the senior for the Lady Indians, the catcher. Pitch from Cooper. It'll be a swing and a miss for Dennis, and that is strike number 2. Dennis, 527 on the season, 58 RBIs, 17 doubles, 1 triple, and 8 home runs on the season. She's going to hit one over to the second baseman, and that will be a 4-3 out there for her for out number 2 in this one. Dennis, and now the umpires are going to talk about something. And Dennis will, in fact, be out. I don't know if they were trying to appeal what was going on there, but they had a little bit of a conversation from across the field, and then Dennis walked over to the dugout. And that will bring up Megan Hall. And, by the way, on that play, Addie Edgeman got over to third, so that was a somewhat successful at-bat there for Dennis, as the ball is just outside for Hall for ball number 1. Cooper regains her composure. Here comes the pitch from Hurd. It's going to be hit the fence over here on the first base side. It's going to fall, and Coach McDonough over there on the first base side, he'll pick it up and he'll give it to the first baseman. She'll throw it to the pitcher, and we're about to get back in business here with a 1-1 count. Cooper with the pitch. It's going to be outside and hit the outside corner for strike number 2. Cooper going to look at her wrist and get the play, get the pitch. Now she's ready to throw it, and she does. It's going to be fouled off to the right side over here from where I'm looking and hit the fence over here behind her. Again, sitting up in the press box today, not in the midst of the fans like we were yesterday. No problem with that. Just a little bit quieter and a little bit cooler with the air conditioning up here. So here comes Cooper with the pitch. Hall's going to hit it, and it's going to pop up straight to the second baseman. That's Tessa Ray, and that's going to be a fly out to second base for the third out of the inning. Indians leave one stranded, and that's Addie Edgeman on third base, and that will bring us out of the second and to the top of the third. Hey, move over for you. Green still. Green in the circle for the Lady Indians still. No surprise there. I don't think you'll be seeing really many games in this tournament where I don't think you'll see any real innings or real time that Callie Green won't be in that circle. They will ride her as long as they can. She has been a phenomenal pitcher this year for them and good enough to have 3 strikeouts on the day, 158 on the season. They'll throw it down to second on the throw down, and they'll get ready to start this inning here in the top of the third. And that will bring up the junior Morgan Johnson. She's the catcher for the Lady Patriots. Number 17. Pitch is in there for a strike from Green, and we got an 0-1 count. Johnson was 1 for 2 in the tournament so far. That one hit was a single yesterday against Red Bank. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be fouled off back to the fence, and we got an 0-2 count. Dennis will go grab that ball. Now she's going to get back into place, throw it up to Green. And now Johnson will step back into the box. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there for a strike, and that'll be strikeout number 4 on the day. The one, number 159 on the season.
I didn't want to touch it because I didn't know what it was tire in there. Didn't know if you had.
Yeah, go ahead. And that pitch is going to be in there, and that was I believe it was a strike. We're going to go with a strike to McKenna Satterfield, the junior designated player for the Lady Patriots. Pitch from Green. It's going to be in there for strike number 2. And we got an 0-2 count against Satterfield. Green with the pitch. He swung out and missed, and apparently that was a ball the first time around because now we do know that now. So sometimes it takes us a few minutes, but we get there. We get there eventually. That's going to be a ball outside, and we got a 2-2 count on Satterfield from Green. Beautiful day here in Murfreesboro. A little windy. And Satterfield's going to hit it over to Hall on second base. She's having to run to get it. She grabs it, flips it over to Faith Kelly, and that's going to be out number 2, this time a 4-3 ground ball or ground out. That's going to bring us back to the top of the lineup. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there and just outside. I don't know where it missed, but I'm sure they'll tell us later. It's Macy Hutchinson, the junior for Lady Patriots. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be inside for ball number 2. Green's going to step back up with the rubber. Here she comes with the pitch. It's going to be hit over to Hall. Hall to Kelly. Kelly with the out. And that's another 4-3 out there for Lady Indians. And 2 innings in a row, 3 up, 3 down. Only one, no hits yet on Callie Green. She did walk a batter, so not a perfect game, but no hitter through 3 now for Callie Green, so she's doing a great job this season and great job in this game. She had one no hitter earlier this season, so would not be a surprise to see her have another one here against Union County. We still got a long way to go, and I don't want to jinx that this early on in the game, although I probably have by even mentioning it. Broken one of the long-standing codes of baseball and softball. As we'll go to the bottom of the third. And they'll warm up here in the here between innings. The next 3 up for the Indians will be Callie Green, Alex Farrell, and Jaden Girdley. Last time up, Callie Green hit a single, and then Kana Green pinch hit for her, and she was stranded after a strikeout by Jaden Girdley. So into the third we go. Callie Green, the pitcher, is going to step in to the box. Cooper comes with the first pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. Or going to step on the Cooper, is going to step on the rugger. Here she comes with the next pitch. It's going to be swung at. It's going to be hit over the third baseman, and that is Mays. And she's going to mishandle it, and that'll be Green on first base. I'm going to assume that they're going to, and it looks like Kana Green, her sister, is already kind of standing in foul territory waiting to take over for her, and she will as they get a pinch runner in for, or a courtesy runner, I guess, for Callie Green. There will be a courtesy runner for the pitcher out yet. So a single, Callie Green 2 for 2 today now. Both of those being a single, and both times pinch runner, or excuse me, a courtesy runner, Kana Green. No outs, 1 on for the Lady Indians. Alexis Farrell steps up to the plate, and she's going to attempt to bunt, and she's not going to be successful as she fouls it off for strike number 1. Right now our score is 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch from Cooper, and it's going to be hit straight to Cooper, and she's going to get the out there, and that's the 1-3 ground out for her. So be out number 1. So now 1 out, 1 on as Jaden Girdley steps up to the plate, the junior left fielder. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just a bit outside. And is that a 1-0 count? 1-0 count. I didn't miss the pitch this time, so I'm doing a little bit better now. Here comes the second pitch of the at-bat, and it's going to be outside for ball number 2. Last time up, Girdley struck out. She's 1 for 3 in the tournament coming into today. She usually bats .402, or she bat .402 this season before coming into the tournament. Now we got a 3-0 count. 3-0 count. Pitch from Cooper. Going to be on that outside corner, and it's going to be a strike. Now we're looking at 3-1. And if you're just joining us, this game, not in the 7th inning, it's just in the third, because we had a game earlier that went forever. And when I say forever, I mean it was a 3-hour and 5-minute game between Covington and Greenbrier as Girdley swings and misses. And that's going to bring us to a full count, 3-2. Girdley going to step back into the box. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit deep into left center field, and that will be about 10, 15 feet past the fence out there. And Girdley with a home run, a single run home, one-run homer. And, that's right. You had Kana Green. That's a two-run homer, excuse me. And that will score Kana Green, who was courtesy runner for Cali. Number one. I got a new pitcher out there, number one for the Lady Patriots. That's Emma Sexton, the sophomore. So Emma Sexton will be the new pitcher. They'll bring in a new pitcher after the second home run of the day for Sequatchie County. And I'll have to look at that total. I believe I know they've got upwards of 50 home runs this season, but I want to double check that. See what the exact number on that is after the two today. So coming into the tournament, they had 58 home runs. So those two today, that makes 60 home runs on the season for Sequatchie County. As Emma Sexton, takes a few practice pitches. I'm sure y'all got a whole whiff of that breath of air I just blew into the mic. And I'm sure y'all enjoyed hearing that. I want to thank y'all for joining us today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-0 the score here. Sequatchie County leads, and Cali Green working on a no-hitter. But we're in the top of the inning, the bottom of the inning. So we have Emma Sexton in the circle for the Union County Patriots. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be just outside for ball number one. And Grace Mitchell up to bat, the designated player for the Lady Indians. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a strike low in that corner, and we got a 1-1 count coming. Mitchell 1 for 1 in this 1 for 1 yesterday against Lexington. Here comes the pitch from Sexton. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low. She actually just pinch hit for Cali Green yesterday. She wasn't actually on the starting lineup. She came in as a courtesy hitter for Green. Pitch from Sexton. It's going to be in there. It's going to be hit right to Sexton. They'll throw it to first, and that'll be a 1-3 out there for Mitchell. Nobody on, 2 outs, and we've had 2 runs scored here in the bottom of the third, and that was off a 2-run homer by Jaden Girdley. Gracie Turner up to bat now. That pitch is going to come in there, and it's going to be just outside for ball number one. And Gracie Turner last time up had a single and got two bases on an error. I got 2-0 count now to Turner. Turner will lean in. Here comes the pitch from Sexton. It's going to be fouled off back up to the fence for strike number one. We got a 2-1 count. Sexton's going to step back up into the circle. She'll look at her wrist, try to see what pitch and what play they're going with now and what the situation is. And here comes the pitch from her. It's going to be swung at and missed there by Turner. And we got a 2-2 count of brewing now for the Lady Indians. Pitch is coming from Sexton. It's going to be swung out by Turner, and it's going to be hit straight to the third baseman. That is Mays, and that'll be a fly out to third base. And that will end the inning, but not without some more damage done. 2 runs in this inning off a 2-run homer by Jaden Gurley. Excuse me. I want to thank Mountain Valley Bank for sponsoring this broadcast. Member FDIC, you can visit them in any of their 3 locations, 17114 Rankin Avenue and 6884 Highway 28 South. Both of those are in Dunlap, and you can also visit them at their Mont Eagle location, 25 Dixie Lee Avenue. You done. Oh, boy. Got one of my friends from the Force Radio over here. I hadn't seen in forever, and another friend over here.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah,
You're the one that's been around. So, I mean, we appreciate you.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, we're in the same tournament this time around.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We met right here.
Yeah.
About 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
ago, probably.
Yeah.
You look well, though.
Oh, thank you. Y'all do too. I just grew the beard. That's all I did, right?
But now you were with ESPN.
Yep. I was up there for 2 stints. But Sequatchie County, yep. And that first pitch is going to come in. It's going to be a strike. And it's going to be to – got to flip my scoreboard over. It's going to be to Blakely Hall, a junior. And that second pitch was a strike. So now an 0-2 count or 1-1 count? 1-1. 0-2 count to Hall. And that's a 1-1 count. Sorry, we're all good. We got a 1-1 count or a 1-2 count now. Whatever it is, we're trying to figure out the count. And that pitch is going to be in there, and we did have a 1-2 count. Doesn't matter now. We got a strike. We got a strikeout here for Blakely Hall, and that will be strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Callie Green. That's 159 on the season for her. Green in the circle. Going to juggle the ball around in her hand a little bit. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike swinging. 0-2 count. 0-2 count there for Mays, the senior for the Patriots. Green comes with the pitch again. It's going to be hit at, swung at, and it's going to be thrown over to, it's going to be hit to Ella Edgeman, who kind of runs over to grab it, gets it to Kelly, and that's going to put Mays out for the 6-3 ground out. 2 up, 2 down in this inning. And is this Cooper, did they swap her out with Sexton? Is this Sexton at the plate or Cooper? That is Sexton. And she's going to hit it over to Hall, and Hall's going to miss it. It's going to go out to the center fielder on the ground. That's Edgeman. And Cooper ends what would have been a no-hitter attempt by Green on that one. Or Sexton, excuse me. Courtesy runner number 12 for Sexton. And that will be Victoria Mullins. The freshman Morgan Dyer is going to step up to the plate with a 1-on. 1 on, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be swung at and missed for strike number 1. Green getting ready for the next pitch. Here it comes in. It's going to be in there. It's going to be high and outside. And we got a 1-1 count. Here in the burrow as Green comes with a third pitch. It's going to be hit over to Farrell. She mishandles it, throws it to first. Not going to be in time. And so now 2 on for the Patriots as Dyer goes to first. And that will go down as a single. No, it'll go down as an error there. Excuse me. And Mullins, who is in for Sexton, will be on second base. 2 on, 2 outs for the Patriots. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's in there, and it's going to be just outside for ball number 1. And that leaves us with a 1-0 count, I believe. Green winds up, comes around, and the ball's going to be high up in the zone, but out of the zone. Excuse me. Ball number 2. It's only been a little bit inconsistent today. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just inside. That's going to be a strike there on Paul. And, you know, I say inconsistent because every time I look down there, I see where the ball is, and same ball in the same place, 2 different calls half the time. Was that a low ball? And that one was a ball low down toward the ground for Paul. And she's got a 3-1 count she's working on. Green steps up to the rubber. Here she comes with a pitch. It's going to be swung at and missed. Nope, she fouled it off. Oh, full count, sorry. Yeah, swung at and missed. I was looking at the wrong count on my sheet. We got a full count now. It's going to be in there for a strike, and she'll catch her looking, and that'll be strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the day. Callie Green up to 160 strikeouts on the season. What a season she has been having. What is our run rule for the tournament? 8 after 5? Run rule is 8 after 5 in this one. 10 after 5. Sorry, I thought you said 8.
I did say 8.
No comment.
It's 8 in Alabama.
They turned on you quicker than when I prophesied what was going to happen earlier. Ooh, boy. And Sexton in the circle again for the Lady Patriots. They changed the pitcher the last inning, and so she'll be the pitcher this time around. She took, I think they just did a straight swap for Sexton because Sexton wasn't out in the field. So they just did a straight swap for her, and she's in that part, batting in that part of the lineup as well as she did last inning. They'll throw it down to second to end the warm-ups this inning, and that will bring us back up to the top of the lineup, Ella Edgeman. Edgeman, a perfect 2 for 2 today with a home run, a 2-run homer in the second inning. Sequatchie County 30-8 on the season, looking to make it 31-8 today. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be swung at, and it's going to be fouled off, popped up. It's going to hit right beside one of the tables in between the AA and the AAA field over here. And it's going to be a foul ball and strike number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be high up in the zone and a ball. Sexton looks over at her coach, looks at her wrist, and now she comes with the pitch. It's going to be hit deeper in right field than I thought it would be, but it'll be caught there by Dyer, and that'll be out number 1, a fly out to right field. About 2:35 here in Murfreesboro, same time as it is in Dunlap, but this game didn't get started until 1:40. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be a strike right down the pipe there against Addie Edgeman, the younger of the Edgeman sisters. She's a junior. Sexton going to move her hand around, bring the pitch, and it's going to be hit into foul territory, popped up over here a little bit farther down the line on this row of tables. And so we got a 0-2 count. Addie Edgeman, a perfect 2 for 2 today. She had a double and a triple earlier. and that ball is going to be just outside for ball number 1. She ended up scoring there in the first inning, and she got stranded in the second. And she'll get caught looking at that one on that changeup for strikeout number 1, 2, 3 or actually strikeout number 1 for Sexton. Cooper had 2 strikeouts earlier in this game. So now it brings up Dennis to the plate. Dennis, the catcher, the senior for the Lady Indians. She's batted .527 on the season, 1 for 3 yesterday with a single and an RBI. Dennis, this is her 3rd time up to bat. She got hit by a pitch and grounded out in her 2 last at bats. She ended up scoring on a triple there from Addie Edgeman in the first. And that was a ball strike. First pitch was a strike. The second one's coming, and it's going to be in there for a strike, too. She'll look at this one as it goes by. And now we got an 0-2 count brewing for Jessica Dennis. 7-0 the score here for Sequatchie County. They lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. A swing and a miss there by Dennis, and that's the 2nd strikeout in a row for Sexton. And quick inning for the Lady Indians. Not a very successful one. They had a change at pitcher and still adjusting to that. Not a run has scored for Union County. They've left 1, 2, 3 stranded in this one. And the run rule is 10 after 5, so if we do get to that point and have a 10-0 lead after the 5th inning, they would end this one early. And I'm sure everybody up in this press box would love to end this one early after seeing that monster of a game earlier in Covington and Greenbrier. Indian fans about 3 or 4 rows deep in their chairs that they brought here, their camping chairs they brought here to the complex over here by the fence, and probably about 2 or 3 deep all the way down the third base fence down there past the dugout. They customarily sit down there in their home on their home field down in Dunlap. A lot of people sit down there. Usually when I go to watch a game, I'm not doing radio, I go down there to the very, very end of the field and watch from there to see all the play and all the action. Very flat out there beyond the outfield fence. No hill out there like there is at Sequatchie County, but still a beautiful view. You got some trees out there, and the airport over to my left where planes are coming in and out at all times of the day and night. Dennis will throw it down to the shortstop as they'll throw it down and get ready to start this inning. And this is going to bring up Tessa Ray, I believe, number 5 for the Lady Patriots. Next 3 up are Ray, Johnson, and Satterfield. Dennis is going to call out, make sure everybody's on the same page out there in the field. And now Ray will stand up, will step into the box. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be swung at. It's going to be hit over to Ella Edgeman on the ground, and it'll go to Faith Kelly for the 6-3 ground out. I want to thank y'all for joining us here for this broadcast. I want to thank Mountain Valley Bank for sponsoring this broadcast. Member FDIC. So go give them your business if you can. Here comes the pitch from Green. That'll be the first pitch. It'll be fouled off there to Morgan Johnson, the junior, for the Lady Patriots. She is the catcher. Dennis will regroup there behind the plate. Green comes with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be – that wasn't fouled off, was it? They just hit the ground. Was it just hit the ground? Yeah. Okay, making sure. Hit the ground there, and that'll be a ball. Looked like it kind of bounced up. Didn't know whether it hit the bat or hit the ground, and it hit the ground. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be in there. It's going to be hit there by Johnson over to Edgeman. Edgeman's going to throw the ball, and it's going to be high over the head of Kelly over at first. And Johnson will be at first on an error. That would be an error that she got there on, right? She didn't beat it. Okay. Here comes the pitch from Green. It's going to be hit up and fouled back to the net above the fence over here, if you're familiar with field number 2 here at the StarPlex complex. McKenna Satterfield up to bat, the junior for the Union County Patriots. Got 1 on, 1 out as the pitch comes in from Green, and Satterfield will foul this one off for strike number 2. 0-2 count to Satterfield. She'll step back in the box, get set. Green comes with the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base line over to Farrell, and they'll throw it over to second for a fielder's choice. And Satterfield will be on first. Johnson will be out as they throw it over to second. And now we got 2 outs, 1 on. Here comes the pitch. And it's going to be outside on the far side. And I believe we're back up to the top of the lineup with Hutchinson here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the second pitch. It's going to be fouled off. So 1-1 count. 1-1 count. Can't really see the scoreboard from my vantage point here, so I keep having to ask. So I want to thank the press box for putting up with my antics. The ball is hit over to Hall, and over to Kelly is where the ball is thrown, and that will be a 4-3 ground out there, and that will retire the side. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th here. Lady Indians with a 7-0 lead, just making sure there's no changes there as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. If you score 3 here, that could be the ball game in this one. Yeah, not 1 more, 3 more. As Union County will get out there and get ready to warm up, we want to mention our sponsor, Mountain Valley Bank, member FDIC. You can find them at all 3 of their locations at 17114 Rankin Avenue, 6884 Highway 28 South. Those are both in Dunlap, and then the Mont Eagle location is at 25 Dixie Lee Avenue. We want to thank them for their support and their sponsorship of all these broadcasts here at the state tournament this week. So we want to give them a shout-out as we get ready to go to the bottom of the 5th. Up, the next 3 up are going to be Megan Hall, Callie Green, and Alexis Farrell. And yesterday, late in the game, they kind of had to give Callie Green a break. They pinch hit someone for her, or courtesy hit, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't think that's number 4 on deck, so they will get a pinch runner for her. And I'll have to look and see who that is here in just a second. That's Wood. They'll put Izzy Wood in to hit for Green. She hasn't taken a pitch yet, has she? No. Here comes the first pitch from Sexton. It's going to be in there. It's going to be high, and it's going to be a ball to Hall. A ball to Hall. She'll step out of the box, step back in, get set. Sexton with the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike on that outside corner. And we got a 1-1 count of brewing for Hall. Hall flew out twice in this game. Once in the first inning, once in the second inning. Both ground outs. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled up and hit off the netting up above the fencing here at the StarPlex field number 2. Much different atmosphere from yesterday, for me at least, being up here in the press box in the nice cold air-conditioned press box as opposed to out there in the hot sun with all the fans surrounding me. Good atmosphere, but much quieter up here. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be a ball. And we got a 2-1 count, or 2-2 count, yeah, because the foul ball. Sexton with a 2-2 pitch coming. It's going to be swung at and hit down the third base line. It's going to be a foul ball. Hall, the second baseman for the Lady Indians, a junior. Not really paying attention to the chat that much, so if you had any questions and don't hear anything from me, that's why. I've been trying to pay attention to this game. I'm sure y'all will prefer that. Two count coming to Hall. The pitch is going to be high up above her head almost, and we got a 3-2 count. Full up. The Sexton looks down at her armband, trying to see what the call is that the coach is calling in. She'll wind up the pitch. It's going to be swung at and fouled up into the netting again, and we're still with a 3-2 count. Hall batted .496 on the season, had 49 RBIs, 13 doubles, a triple, and 11 home runs to her name. Second on the team in home runs. Only second to Addie Edgeman, who had 16 this year. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be high, and she's going to swing at it and hit it. It's going to be popped up to the shortstop, and that will be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. That will bring up Izzy Wood, who is courtesy hitting for Callie Green. She'll step up into the box. Hasn't got a lot of playing time this year. Batted .286 with 6 RBIs on the season. Here comes the pitch outside in the batter's box opposite of her. For ball number 1. Now Sexton will look at her wrist, and now she's going to wind up for the pitch. Here it comes in. It's going to be low and a ball. And we got a 2-0 count to Wood. Wood, a junior for the Lady Indians. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be low, and ball number 3 to her. Sexton moves her arm back and forth, comes in with the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike, and now the 31 is the count. Sexton with the next pitch. It's going to be swung at, and it's going to be fouled off a few feet away from Wood down the first baseline before it stops in the dirt. Here comes the pitch. It's in there, and it's going to be strike number 3, and Wood will strike out on that one, and that'll be the 3rd strikeout in 2 innings for Sexton. 2 up, 2 down. Nobody on. As Alexis Farrell steps up to the plate. Sexton coming with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be right down the pipe, and that is a strike for the first pitch. Next pitch coming from Sexton. It's going to be hit up high into shallow left field. She won't catch it, and that was the shortstop, I believe, for Union County, Hall. She misses it, comes off her glove, and now Farrell sits on first. And would that be what's that? Base hit. Yeah, it will be a base hit because it was out of her reach, I guess. Outside of a reasonable effort, I guess is what they would call that. And now up to the plate is Jaden Girdley, and she swings and misses at her first pitch. First inning, she struck out. Third inning, she hit a homer, a one-run or two-run homer, and now she's up to bat again as the second pitch comes in. It's going to be outside the zone. She'll step out, take a few swings. She'll put the bat on her shoulder, step back in. And here comes Sexton with the next pitch. It's going to be low and a ball. 2-1 is the count. 1 on, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be swung at, and it's going to be hit over to Sexton, the pitcher. It's going to be a 1-3 ground out to retire the side. Our score is 7-0, and the Patriots not looking good for them as they've stranded 1, 2, 3. They've stranded 4 on base, this game. Toward the top of the lineup is where we'll go next. Blakely Hall, the junior, Caitlyn Mays, the senior, and Michaela Sexton. I believe she is a junior as well. No, Sexton is a sophomore. So did they take her out and put her back in, or they just re-entered? Okay. And Green re-entered on that for the offensive side of this inning. Defensive side on this inning after Wood batted for her last time around. And here comes Blakely Hall up to the plate, the junior for the Patriots. Pitch is going to be in there. It's going to be a strike on that outside corner here in the top of the 6th. Hall got to base on balls in the first and struck out last inning. Or 2 innings ago, in the 4th, as she fouls off another one. 0-2 the count for her. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be outside for ball number 1. And what time is the next game supposed to start? At 4? And here we are at 2:54, an hour before that game, and our game's still going on. This game should have been an 11, technically speaking, shouldn't have been an 11:30 start. But as you all know that were trying to tune in earlier today, it was not. Pitch is going to be brought in, and it's going to be hit up in the air, and Megan Hall will grab that one. And that's going to be a fly out to 4. And that's 1 up, 1 down for the Lady Indians as they face their second batter now of this inning. Caitlyn Mays up to bat, the lone senior for the Union County Patriots. She'll foul one off down the third base line. Green in the circle. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there but low for ball number 1. And now we got a 1-1 count against Mays. Here comes the pitch from Green. Going to be swung at and fouled down the third base line. And Farrell will go chase that one over there in foul territory before throwing it over to Green. Do we have a run rule after the 6th? 10 after 5 at any point. Okay, just making sure. And it's going to be swung at and missed there by Mays, and a strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the day, and that's 161 on the year for Callie Green. Here comes the pitch from Green. They're going to say she didn't go there. A little hesitation on that one. It's Sexton batting for Cooper, and it's going to be ball number 1. The pitch, and we in there for a strike on that outside corner. We got a 1-1 count to Sexton, the sophomore pitcher for Union County. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be strike number 2 right down the pipe there, and it doesn't get more beautiful than that, folks. As now we got a 1-2 count we're working with, and one pitch away from having her 8 strikeout, but she's not going to get it. It's going to be a ball there, and we got a 2-2 count. Green adjusting her face mask, going to step back onto the rubber. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be swung at and fouled down the third base line, and it's going to actually pop into the Sequatchie County dugout real quick before coming back out to Farrell and then to Green. Green getting ready to pitch, and here it comes. It's going to be swung at and fouled down the third base line again by Sexton. We are here at the Class AA tournament here at the StarPlex complex in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, as a part of the spring fling. And that pitch is going to come in. It's going to be hit up. It's going to be in. They're going to call that fair. And Dennis is going to pick it up. And that's going to be a 1-3 ground out. 2-3. I don't know why I said 1-3. 2-3 ground out. And that'll retire the side 3 up, 3 down for that inning. Again, we were here for the Class AA tournament here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and we want to thank our sponsor, Mountain Valley Bank. Member FDIC. You can find them at any one of their 3 locations, 17114 Rankin Avenue, 6884 Highway 28 South. Those 2 locations are at Dunlap, and then their Mont Eagle location at 25 Dixie Lee Avenue out in Mont Eagle, Tennessee. So, here we are, heading into the bottom of the 6th. A 10-run lead at any point from here on out ends the game right then and there. And so next up we had, I think we finished the last inning with Girdley. So now we're going to be up to Grace Mitchell will be up next. It'll be Grace Mitchell, Gracie Turner, and then Ella Edgeman are the next 3 up. Lady Indians left 1 stranded last inning, and three of their players have struck out in the last 2 innings, and they have kind of struggled since they changed the pitcher there in the in the bottom of the 3rd. Umpire will dust that plate off. Been a little dusty down there. A lot of runs come in for Sequatchie County today. As Grace Mitchell steps up to the plate. Sexton winds up, comes with the pitch. It's going to be in there. It's going to be outside for ball number 1. The pitch from Sexton in there, and now that one's going to be low for ball number 2. I thought that might have got it just in there in the zone, but 2-0 count now is what Grace Mitchell is working with. The pitch, it's in there and low. All these have been low down there in that zone, just missing that strike zone. And now Mitchell one ball away from heading to first. But she'll have a strike before she can even get to that point. So now we got a 3-1 count on Mitchell. Pitch comes in, it's going to be a ball, and that will send Grace Mitchell over to first on balls. And that will bring up Gracie Turner up to bat as the Lady Indians have a 7-0 lead here in the bottom of the sixth. One on, no outs. As the pitch comes in to Turner, Turner going to step into it. It's going to be a strike. Or step up in the box, excuse me. Trying to get some momentum on that ball. Turner, the junior, she's going to swing at the changeup, but it's going to hit it. And will she make it to first? Yes, she will, but not without a fielder's choice to Grace Mitchell for out number 1. So 1 out, 1 on for the Lady Indians. Just a bad placement where that ball was hit. As Ella Edgeman comes up to the plate, and that's going to be in there for a ball just outside there, missing the zone. Beautiful day here in Murfreesboro. The wind blowing a little bit from east to west, and that's going to be a strike right down the pipe for a 1-1 count to Edgeman. Sexton with the pitch. It's going to be high. Looks like an attempted changeup there, but went a little too high on the arc, so that's going to be a 2-1 count now. Here comes the pitch from Sexton. It's going to be in there and outside the zone, though, as we now have a 3-1 count. Sexton coming with the next pitch. It's going to be in there for a ball, and that will be base on balls for Ella Edgeman. And now 2 on for the Lady Indians as Turner goes over to second. And Sexton looking to lose a little bit of her edge here. She's now walked 2 batters here in this inning. Pitch coming from her. It's going to be high and up in the face of Addie Edgeman, the junior for the Lady Indians. The pitch from Sexton, it's going to be swung at and fouled back to the fence by Edgeman. It's going to be strike 1. That leaves us with the 0-1 count? 1-1 count, excuse me. Third pitch comes in. Edgeman's going to hit it deep into right field, and that's home run number 3 on the day for Sequatchie County. That brings their total up to 61 home runs, and that is the ball game right there on that one. It's 3-run score. That puts the lead at 10-0. The Lady Indians win this one 10-0 as Turner, Ella Edgeman, and Addie Edgeman all score on a 3-run homer from Addie. That is your ball game. The Lady Indians live on to fight another day. Their next game will be at 11:30 tomorrow. And just a lot of mistakes that were not made today that were made yesterday. And, that's something I think that, Kelly Summer, we talked to her, and you didn't really get to hear the interview because we didn't get that far in the pregame show. But, she talked yesterday about how, there were mistakes that were made defensively and those kind of things. And those mistakes weren't made a lot today. I think there was one overthrow to first, maybe a misjuggling of the ball. Not anything like you saw yesterday against Lexington. They played lights out today, and they played one heck of a ball game. And we'll put this game out of its misery. 10-0 is the final score as Sequatchie County beats Union County in this one. Almost forgot the name of the team we were playing. It's been a great game today. Lady Indians again will play tomorrow at 11:30. They will play the loser of Game 7. Game 7 will be between Gibbs and Forest here in just a minute. So the loser of the game between Gibbs and Forest will play Sequatchie County tomorrow morning at 11:30. And it's going to be a great game for whoever the Indians play. It's going to be some tough competition. And I'm so glad to have joined you for this game and joined you here on SpearNation Radio. And we're going to get down to the field, and I'm going to talk to Kelly Somerville here in a minute, and we'll have her interview tomorrow on the pregame show. Hopefully we'll get our entire pregame show in tomorrow, and I'll put her first in the pregame show so y'all can hear her on that show. So, final score here from StarPlex Field number 2 in the TSSAA Class AA tournament, state tournament. Sequatchie County, the victors today, 10-0 over Union County. In this elimination game, Indians still a long, long, long road away from the state championship game potentially, but they got just a little bit closer today as they beat Union County 10-0. They play tomorrow at 11:30. We'll have the pregame show at about 11:15 tomorrow, and we will join you then. Until then, I'm Chandler Morrison signing off for SpearNation Radio. Go Indians, and God bless. And we want to thank y'all for joining us here. Sorry about the technical difficulties we've had. We had something go down back at the studio in Dunlap. We are here in the bottom of the first inning. Lexington and Sequatchie County still a 0-0 game as we go right into the bottom of the first. Kirsten Brown up to bat. Going to be in there for a strike for the 0-1 count. Again, bottom of the first. And we are scoreless still. Callie Green in the circle. Ball's hit by Brown, and it's going to be a foul ball. And that'll be an 0-2 count against Kirsten Brown for the Lexington Tigers. I want to thank y'all for joining us here today, and if you got give me a thumbs up on the chat if y'all do have the audio. Just want to make sure y'all do have that there, and I'm not flying into you deaf or blind or whatever. So you should have the sound up here shortly. If you don't, just give me a comment saying that you got it. Still an 0-2 count to Brown. Here comes Callie Green with the pitch. Going to be in there, going to be high for a ball. 1-2 count now coming. Tigers 34-9-1 on the season. Here comes Green with the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Still 1-2 for the count. Beautiful day here at the McKnight Complex here, over here by the StarPlex Complex. Not a usual setting for the Lady Indians. The last 2 times they've been here, they've started out StarPlex and stayed there the entire time. As Green comes with the pitch, it's in there. It's going to be fouled off again in a 1-2 count. Brown holding her own there in the batter's box. For today, I'm actually sitting in the crowd, so if you can't hear me as much as you usually can, that's why. Here comes the 1-2 count from Green. It's in there. It's going to be hit over to Ella Edgeman at shortstop, and it's going to be an out, the 6-3 out over there for Brown. That is out number 1 for the Lady Indians in the bottom of the first here. Like I said, Lady Indians usually at StarPlex Complex, they usually start out there. The last 2 times they started out there and stayed there the entire time. First night, you usually have to go to McKnight Field. So, Tigers, though, a common opponent of the Lady Indians every time they've been here at the state tournament. First round, they've drawn Lexington 3 straight appearances at the state tournament. Lexington has been their foe in the first round. Can they turn the tide and get the win against Lexington tonight? We'll see. We got a 1-0 count to Kennedy Brown, the second one in the lineup for the Tigers, and she's going to foul it off. And we got a 1-1 count now for her. Green gets the ball from Farrell there on third. She'll kind of recompose herself. Here she comes with the pitch. It's in there and fouled off down the third base line up into the fence. Farrell gets the bounce off the fence there. And now we got a 1-2 count coming to Brown. I want to thank y'all for joining us. If you are joining us right now on Facebook or YouTube, please share the link so others can see it. And that's going to be strike number 3 there for Callie Green. And it's out 2 up, 2 down now for the Lady Indians. That last one, a strikeout from Green. I want y'all to share the broadcast now that we got it up and going, so the people that maybe had left earlier will come back, maybe listen to the Lady Indians on this first game in their campaign for a state championship, possible state championship. It's going to be fouled off there by the third batter in the lineup. That's Mackenzie Duke, number 16. She's the first baseman for the Tigers. And we got an 0-1 count now. Green with the pitch. It's going to be a strike right down the middle, swinging. And it's an 0-2 count now to Duke. One more strike, Green could have the 3 up, 3 down. And we'll see if she does on this one. It's going to be in there. It's going to be low. She's going to lay off that one. We got a 1-2 count. I want to thank y'all for joining us. You can listen to SpearNation Radio on YouTube. You can listen to it live on YouTube. You can listen to it live on Facebook, and you also listen to it on the Spreaker app. And that's going to be fouled off, popped up on the third base line, and going to roll over to one of the coaches, and they'll throw it back to Green. 1-2 to count. Green going to step back up to the rubber, roll the ball around in her hand a little bit. Here comes the pitch from her. It's going to be fouled off right to that same spot again by Duke. 2 outs, nobody on for the Lady Tigers. Indians in a good position here in the bottom of the first. Still a scoreless game in case you're just tuning in. We want to thank our sponsor, Mountain Valley Bank, for this broadcast. They have helped us tremendously in getting this thing up and rolling. And Callie Green has done a tremendous job throwing those pitches in there, as that's strikeout number 2 on the night for her. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Indians. We didn't get a pregame show in earlier, so we'll settle for now to kind of talk about our pregame stuff. And by the way, your lineup, Green is pitching for the Indians tonight. Jessica Dennis at catcher. Faith Kelly at third. She's the flex for the Lady Indians. Megan Hall at second base. Ella Edgeman at shortstop. Alexis Farrell, third base. Jaden Gurley out in left field. Addie Edgeman out in center field. And Gracie Turner out in right field. We'll flip over the scorebook. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, give me some comments here so we can make sure we're here and everything. Yeah, I think I got Go Rider. She said she got it. So give those